Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and the best defense, Immortal Hulk. Fantastic, amazing comic book. And it's funny because Al Ewing went and placed the Immortal Hulk right where he really should be in the current run of the Immortal Hulk. Dude, I likes it. I likes it. So, dude, and just for the sake of conversation, this opening part in the beginning, dude, I could read this all day. I went back and I think I read this 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Before I actually got into turning the page to reading the book itself. I love that opening, man. That is just so expert. And all throughout, you're going to see a bunch of these little mini pics. You know what I'm saying? Every so often, a panel will suddenly... Actually, there's one right on this page. You got the regular book, and then we go back to the old Kirby designs. I think every one of these pictures are from that first 6-issue run that was Volume 1 of The Incredible Hulk before it wound up getting canceled, and he had to show up in Avengers comics and Tales to Astonish and stuff like that before he got his run back. People didn't know what to do with the Hulk in the beginning. It actually only went to 6 issues and was canceled. Could you imagine that? The Incredible Hulk canceled in its initial run. People just didn't get it. Anyway, I love the callbacks to this. And probably the best... You know what? Screw that. Okay, hold on. The face underneath... Al Ewing is the writer. Simone Di Meo is the artist. Sorry for butchering your name. Dano Sanchez-Almara is the colorist. VC's Corey Petit is the letterer. Ron Garvey and Richard Izanova on covers. Whole bunch of people doing the various variant covers. And the Hulk was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. All right. So, what do you call... Oh, it looks like Ditko... Paul Rainman, Dick Ayers, and Artie Simek. Oh, Artie Simek. I love Artie Simek, man. Yeah, because he did the lettering back then. So all homage was credited to all those smaller design images, the old images from the Hulk from way back in the day. There were interludes in this, just one or two. I think there's only one interlude. I can't remember. I'm not going to flip through the whole book like that. But anyway, there was also one in the Namor book. And it's interesting, man, this ghost character, like out of the original Halloween movie. You know what I'm saying? This was cool because it, like the way that it worked, the way that it was actually written in here. Pause, resume. I like that. It's like you're watching this on an old school videotape. You know, I'm waiting to see the little blurred lines because I watched the videotape too many times. What do you call it? The whole story goes forward, and I don't know. It's weird. Like, you actually get to see Banner getting into a fist fight. And he actually does pretty well for himself, considering that he's Banner. He's not particularly strong. He's weaker than your average human, you know, in general. But in this particular case, he is going to be more adrenaline surged. Why? Because it's already been established in the Immortal Hulk book that even though he's the Doctor, and he does still have, you know, his logical side as opposed to the irrational side, Banner is more rational than the Hulk is. The trick is, he doesn't have his full mind with him. He can't recall all of his scientific knowledge. He's not pulling Banner tech and stuff like that, you know? He's just a regular old guy with some semblance of a memory of his scientific background. But yeah, he ain't pulling out the Bunsen burners and the beakers and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it did make sense that he actually did so well in this fist fight. Literally this fight for his life. I like seeing Banner in this fight. It was really cool. And again, all of these little things that happened here, you know, you dare attack the Hulk and this stuff down here. This stuff barely went with the comic book. I prefer that as opposed to it going perfectly with the comic book. Why? Because if it perfectly went through the comic book, then Al Ewing is just using, if it's Al Ewing, I don't know, I never met the guy. And I'm just not one of those guys who goes and starts slavishly looking up all my favorite writers and artists and all that stuff. Hey, they want to talk to me, or if I happen to see hear how his name is pronounced, I will, but I'm not, yeah, anyway, it looks like Ewing. Sorry if it's wrong. Sorry if I got it wrong. No disrespect is intended. But if he were to slavishly just, you know, oh, here's all these different panels, you know, that I like, and I'm just going to make the story weave along with those, well, then the story gets really boring, and you see it's going to feel lazy. Instead, these barely go with the actual story. So there's the slightest resemblance of what happened. This isn't Banner remembering his way through this. This is Banner seeing some things that are like this. And in fact, it might not even be Banner. It might specifically be the Hulk who's remembering all these moments in his past, because he is the one under the surface. Oh, he's always there, but he's under the surface and he's not really talking right now. Not until he finally gets released. The way that he gets released, what? Does Banner get shot and killed in this one again? Oh, I'm so sick and tired of seeing that. No. Something so much infinitely cooler happens instead. Oh, man. This was hot, dude. This was hot. I loved this. I genuinely did love this. I don't know what's going on with the whole Doctor Strange is dead in a bag of bones thing. And Banner isn't exactly giving up what happened, but woo, this was solid, man. And dude, you cannot compare this art. It just, oh my God, this is so good. I'm telling you, man, like Al Ewing, this, I remember when I was a kid and my mom, or excuse me, my grandmother on my father's side, that's the only place I get any Irish from. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't have any of that culture in my head whatsoever, but I do have the blood, I guess, if that's the way it works. She was very Irish, you know what I'm saying? But she was also madly in love with anything that, oh, for crying out loud, Alfred Hitchcock would write. You know, it was his the short stories based on what he was doing, his TV shows, his movies, anything. She was all over anything that he would put out. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with people who were in love with Stephen King. Not my grandmother. She was in love with Alfred Hitchcock. And you know, the little time that I did spend with her, I would say easily a third of it was devoted to understanding the way that Hitchcock would present his stories, how there'd be the slow burn, how it would be, okay, here's the story, here's the main character, here's all the stuff. Okay, wipe all that stuff away. We're not starting from scratch, but now we're going to take it from a new person's eyes, and it might be a psycho killer. You never know. Nobody can tell me that what Al Ewing is doing, and perfectly along the lines of what Alfred Hitchcock would do, is coincidental. If he tells me that, he might have to tell me twice, otherwise I'm going to call him a liar. Because, oh my God, this just goes so perfectly with the way that Hitchcock would tell stories. Here's Banner's perspective. Here's Banner's perspective of the story. Okay, the story's going to continue, but Banner's dead. And now here's the Hulk. Here's entirely different, and this is the killer guy. You know what I'm saying? What? This is so in line with the Hitchcock methodology. Ooh, it's solid, man. I cannot recommend this comic book enough. If you even remotely like the Immortal, I don't know how you can remotely like the Immortal Hulk, dude. This is just one of the hottest stories out there, man. This is one of the best comic books being written right now. Like I said, I will put the Immortal Hulk up against Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman's Venom any day of the week, dude. And dude, no disrespect to any of them, but these two could duke it out, and I'll just sit there. That's popcorn, by the way. My visuals suck. My accents suck. Everything I do sucks, all right? But I love this comic book regardless, man. Like, dude, I don't want the Immortal Hulk to end. And it's great that I'm going to get the opportunity to see, we are going to get the opportunity to see him in a team setting. And what better team setting for him to be in? What, the Avengers? No, the Defenders, the original Defenders. We're going to see that. And I am seriously looking forward to seeing how he interacts with these guys. I'm digging this so far, dude. This is really good stuff. This is a great comic book. Definitely pick this up, all right? Yes, I recommend this over the Namor book, even though I'm not saying don't get the Namor book. That one's good too. Go check out that review. In the meantime, definitely check this out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.